and I'm here with my co-host Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
God damn, happy Thursday, everybody. Jeez, these freaking weeks go by so fast now.
Yeah, it's just like a few days ago, it was like Sunday, and it's like now we're at Thursday. It's like what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck? Did I just sleep through all the days? Like, well, except for
I
last night.
was in a
Last night was
I was in
terrible.
a cryo sleep for ages.
Well, last night was a different story because it literally stormed here at like 1:45 in the morning.
Yeah, I
It was
mean
great.
that couldn't be helped though.
Yeah, thank you, Mother Nature. Anyways, thank you guys for joining tonight. We're glad that you're here. It is officially the end of summer. Summer has come to a close. Another summer. Sorry about that. Uh, we're officially in the freaking fall.
It was so good.
It was so good. I had a good summer.
My
Oh,
my summer was just like just going to work every day. Sometimes,
so basically mediocre.
hey, it was a mediocre summer that I enjoyed. Okay.
Yeah, well, I had a good summer. It was pretty eventful. I hope you guys all had a good summer as well. Let's see how fall is for us. It's supposed to be really cold tonight. It's gonna be like 33 degrees up here where I live tonight. That is cold.
Oh fuck.
Anyways, so let's get into tonight's episode. This episode we have been wanting to do since the spring. Um, but we've been pushing it off because we've had other episodes we wanted to do, and I also wanted to get my sister on this episode. However, she's a little shy, so that would be the only problem. Considering the fact she probably would not speak on the show, and as we have guests on here, you kind of need to speak. But
Yeah.
it's okay. We're doing it now. It is debate hour. Dun dun dun. Apple versus Android. Literally, probably one of the most iconic debate hours we're doing on this podcast because Apple and Android are still going at it to this day, trying to one up their game with the technology. Apple just released their iPhone 14 series,
Mhm.
uh, literally about a week ago. I've heard nothing but bad stuff about them.
It's like they're always trying to up their game with every new phone, as like every other phone company does. And sometimes I think like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of thing. That's what
Right.
my mentality is thinking on some of these like newer phones.
Now, I don't know if anybody really knows about this about me. I'm a bit of a tech nerd. I kind of like looking into phones and stuff like that on my own time. Hence why I now have the Google Pixel 6. Um, I've been looking at that phone for about a half a year
Ages.
now. Yeah, about a half a year. And I kept seeing it pop up on YouTube on my ads, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go fucking get it eventually. And I've had it for this Sunday would be 3 weeks. I've had it. Fucking amazing phone. Got $200 off on it because I traded my other phone in, which was an LG G8 ThinQ, one of the last LG models to ever come out. Um, LG is like I'm so biased towards LG because like I've had LG all my life, so
Mm.
like it was sad that when it came time to switch, I was like, okay, I need to find a phone that just like the LG or better. And I was like, okay, Google Pixel. Like my friend from school had a Google Pixel for a long time, and he said it was one of the best phones he's ever owned. So, yeah,
Hey, it's like, hey, you struck while the iron was hot, sort of thing.
I got a more modern phone, like a phone that literally just came out. What last year? This year? I know the Google Pixel 7 is coming out. I think this year. I've heard speculations about that. Um,
I think it was probably like sometime last year.
Last year. Yeah, so my phone's still relatively new in the markets. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so let's jump into this at full force. I guess we could start. Okay, so basically, what we usually do on debate hours like this, we do the pros and the cons. And I guess we're going to start with Apple. I have had my fair share of Apple, considering the fact I'm recording on an iPad right now as we speak. That is the only thing I like of Apple is their iPads at this point right now. Their iPads are really good. Mine I bought 2 years ago for $322. plus the case, which is another $40. Um, Overall, I love my iPad. The charging is good. Battery life is pretty good. Considering I've had this for 2 years, it's still like brand new. Um, the fingerprint sensor is a little slow, a little touchy on the home button to unlock it. It's a little slow. Apple overall, their camera quality is spot on, in my opinion.
I can I can agree on that to a certain extent. Um, like just what you see in the commercials and stuff like that. Also, sorry if I'm chewing or something. I have little Cheez-Its right now.
Me too.
Um,
Me too. I just ate some.
Twinsies. Um, God. Um, oh God, we're so cringe. But like some of the camera qualities, like on the iPhones, for example, it's like with like the iPhone like 14 that's about to come out and stuff, and or probably been out for I don't know,
A
and
week.
a week, yeah, and it's got like three different cameras and stuff, and it's like okay, I would just need only one camera. I don't think I need three, sort of thing, but the quality that you can have on those like three different camera lenses and stuff like that, it's like it can just go out way out of proportion sort of thing. But it like can take something so low resolution to a higher quality, and that's a good thing, I think.
At the end
Cause
of the day, it kind of really depends on if you're a camera person, like if you're a picture taker,
right.
a photographer, like me. I take a lot of pictures. I tend to take pictures almost daily, whether
Mm.
it's nature, my cats, just something. I take pictures every day. I like to play around with the settings and stuff. I'll talk about my phone in a little while because I'm going to use that as an example phone for the Android side. Now with Apple, I had an iPhone 6. I had it given to me from a friend who I went to school with because at the time I had nothing. My iPod shit the bed. The screen got broke on it. My old iPad I had, the charging port no longer worked on it. So I didn't have that. I don't even think I had a laptop at that point. Actually, I probably did, but I think the screen was broke on that at that point as well. I literally had nothing. So my friend gave me her old, which she had used for a little while, because at the time she had a different iPhone. I don't know what was the in iPhone when I was a sophomore, which was like 2018. I don't know what the iPhone was at that point. Probably like iPhone 8, maybe. I don't no idea.
Or
Um,
nine, maybe. I don't know.
there is no 9.
Hey, you don't know.
There is no 9. Um, so yeah, I can definitely say the camera quality at that time, for that point, iPhones was actually pretty good. My iPhone 6 took good pictures. But yeah, the display size is also kind of increased on these newer iPhones, especially for like those who have a hard time seeing as it is. Now with these bigger screen displays on the iPhones, it actually helps with like elderly people who are trying to learn how to use a phone, or people who have a vision impairment, or people who wear
Hmm.
glasses like myself. Um, I can definitely vouch for that. Apple has done a good job with that, as well as their storage capacity. They've upped their game on the maximum storage capacity you can get. I have no idea what it is right now, the maximum storage capacity for the iPhones. Um, I know the lowest at one point was like 258 or something like that for gigabytes. Let me look that up so I'm accurate here. Apple storage capacity max. Okay. Wow. Jeez. Well, it really depends if you're using iCloud. Um,
Yeah, iCloud can hold more storage.
Jeez. How come now you can get up to 4 terabytes of iCloud storage? Wow. Okay. The new iPhone 14 has a 1 terabyte option. Holy crap.
Hmm.
That's for the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max. Holy shit. The large capacity for the normal 14, I believe, is 512 gigabytes. Holy crap. That can hold a lot of pictures and music. So they've definitely upped their ante with the storage capacity, which is cool. I like a phone that has a lot of storage because, like I said, I take a lot of pictures, I download a lot of music, stuff like that. Color options too. They've also upped the game on the color options with all these phones. Like they've got like blue and green, and I think I've seen like a lavender at one point. Product red. You've got your basic black and white. You've got space gray. You've got matte black. They've got like a whole bunch of different colors for all these iPhones out there, and that's cool too. Like if you want to customize and get the right phone with the right case and stuff like that, that kind of thing. Um, Now, with the cons, with all those big aspects of these newer Apple products comes the price range. The price range is off the charts. It is fucking expensive for these freaking phones.
Yeah. It's like it literally like costs you arm and a leg.
Literally. I'm looking at the iPhone 14 as we speak. I'm gonna go to Apple's website. It's probably a better option. Oh, great! I gotta fucking scroll through all this crap. You Apple. I'm trying to see the actual price, like Apple iPhone 14 price. I just want the price. That's all I want right now. Over $1,000. Oh my god. Okay.
So you gotta literally like save up like a lot to like
Says the iPhone
get
14
that.
model starts at $1,099 at both Walmart and Apple and Best Buy, going up to $1,599. Now you can do the installment idea, which is where you pay so much off every month. Like for mine, I think it's like $13 a month for
Mhm.
36 months to pay mine off. My old phone, it was $35 a month for 24 months. It really depends on which phone you get, which carrier you go through, what they have to offer, what their policies are with the trade-ins and stuff. Um, Geez, I should be a spokesperson for Verizon. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, geez. But yeah, the price range is high with all these iPhones. Like, even the last model was pretty expensive. The iPhone 13, the iPhone 12, and stuff like that. Not only the phones, but MacBooks are expensive too. Like
mhm.
thousands of dollars. iPads too, depending on which one you get. I've got the iPad Generation 8, which I said was $322 when I bought it 2 years ago. Um, but man, that's the one huge off for me is the price range on the Apple. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I had written down like my notes, my own personal notes. It says, then there's the price. It says there is no cheap $100 iPhone. It says if budget is really tight, might not be the best thing to do.
Now, I'm going to correct you on that. There is. There are phones that are iPhones that are under $200. However, they are like the iPhone SE, which is like
Hmm.
the bootleg kind of Apple iPhone. My
Hmm.
sisters have them. No, I'm not trashing this phone at all. It's probably a good phone, but you get what you pay for at the end of the day. Um, they basically took the latest iPhone SE model. They took basically an Apple iPhone 8, combined it with the specs of an iPhone 10, which is the iPhone X. That's pretty much what they did. Combined it, threw it all together for like a $200 price tag. And the battery, you obviously know that's not going to last long. Because the
Hmm.
older iPhones get, the less the battery is going to last. And that takes me to my next bullet point: low battery quality. I could definitely vouch for that. When I had an iPhone 6, my battery, like after having it for about 6 months, when you go to the settings app, you click on battery, it tells you when they recommend you to go get your battery changed, like to get a new battery. Mine was down to like 78% capacity. Once you get down below 80%, you need to go get a new battery, and you have to pay up the ass to get it replaced.
Right.
And at that point, that's like, okay, you got to get a new phone. And it's like, once your phone gets down below 80% charging capacity, it's just shit. Like, your phone doesn't even last you an hour or two, like a phone should. And it sucks. And I feel like Apple does that on purpose to make you go buy the newer phone.
Hey, make money hand over fist.
They gotta make money somehow, I guess. Now, durability also isn't the greatest on some of these phones. I've seen drop tests of, oh god, which phone was it? It was one. I don't know if it was the 12, the 13, or the 14. It might have been the 13. They did a drop test. The back, like the screen survived, but the back glass and the actual little cutout for the camera
Cracked.
all shattered.
Hmm.
So if you drop your phone so many times from like a certain distance, you're gonna break your cameras. Once that happens, you can't take pictures on that phone. It's like useless. You're gonna have to pay up the ass to either get it fixed or get a replacement, and it just sucks. Like,
Hmm.
oh, like I know Apple's trying. They do try, and I can see that they do try to make their phones more durable with like Gorilla Glass and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't always work. It's not always gonna work out for everybody. Everybody's drops are different. Some drops land on the corners, some drops are face down, some are back down. Like it's just yeah. Now, these next two bullet points I'm going to get to, they also fall into the Android cons as well. This is just something that they've been doing now with the newer devices to save costs, I guess, for the packaging. You no longer have a charging brick included with your phone. You have to buy it separate, which fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's funny because we were just talking about that the other night too.
Yeah, when I got my new phone, which I will get to that later, I will talk about my phone later. When you get the newer phones, whether it's Apple or Android, you're gonna notice that they do not come with a charging brick. And if you're at a carrier, they're gonna recommend one for you, which they did for me. And he gave me 10% off on it. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll get it. Even if you have old charging bricks at your house, they're probably not going to work with the newer phones because the newer phones they require a higher like volt charger, like a volt battery brick, like charging brick.
Hmm.
And these newer phones also take newer charger cords, such as like the Type C to, C cable or whatever. Both ends are. It's not like the old fashioned USB cable that you used to use to plug into your phone or the old fashioned USB to Apple cable. I'm thinking Android too. I'm trying to like think, but um, yeah, it sucks. They make you spend more money to get a charging brick, all because Apple and Android and just phones in general, phone companies in general, don't want to waste money by including the charging brick that you need to charge your phone. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's like if you don't get the right charger, it's like then your phone's not going to get charged. So then it's just like you're
You're kind of
just going,
forced to go buy it.
yeah, it's like you're just going around in circles until you buy it.
Pretty fucking much. And another thing I've noticed with these new phones, which is huge for me, actually two things. One, you can no longer use an SD card in your new phones. These new phones no longer have a slot in the SIM card tray for an SD card, which means you neither need to use Google to back up your pictures and music, which I did, but I still have
Yeah.
my music on a SD card anyways, so I could put it on like a laptop or whatever. Or you need to use iCloud if you're on Apple, or you can use Google, I think, too, on
Hmm.
Apple. There has to be a way to do that. It sucks. Like, it's so inconvenient. Not only that, these newer headphones, excuse me, I was getting to that point. These newer phones no longer have a headphone jack.
Yeah, some of the newer ones like you have to use Bluetooth.
Yep, it's all
No.
strictly Bluetooth, and that sucks because I have an aux cord that I used to use in the car. I can no longer use that. And my dad's car is not Bluetooth. And like it doesn't have Bluetooth on it because it's like kind of like an older model. It's a
Okay.
2012 car, so there was no Bluetooth on it. It's not one of those newer cars where you can just touch a screen and connect it to Bluetooth and stuff. No, it sucks. It literally sucks. You can no longer use wired headsets. You can't use wired earbuds. You can't use aux cords. Everything is strictly Bluetooth now. Maybe I'm just too stuck in the past, I show. Maybe that's what we are. We're old.
Hey, we're not that old.
My old phone, my LG had a headphone jack on it, and it also had a SD card slot on the SIM tray. Times change. Fucking crazy. All right, so
It's like
let's get
fucking
into the
rip.
Android. Yeah, fucking rip. So let's get into the Android Question, Daisha, what kind of phone do you have so we can let the public know?
I have an X or X. I have an LG X900, I believe, but it's like a Nokia X900. It's like through LG, I believe, maybe.
Okay, I don't think it's through LG. LG and Nokia are two different companies.
It's like, but you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. It's a Nokia. So you have an Android. Well, we're both
Yes.
Android, though. Okay, so based off, I've had two Androids. Like I said, I had my LG G8 ThinQ for 2 years, and now I've got my Google Pixel 6. Based off of what I've really kind of noticed with these Androids, their battery life is great. I'm gonna
Hmm.
be honest with you. The battery life is awesome. I when I had my LG G8 ThinQ for 2 years, my battery life didn't really have such a problem. There were a few times where it was like iffy, but it was probably because I had I didn't know about, which I fixed. And plus, every app has bugs, so it could cause your battery to drain and you don't even know it. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, overall, I had really significant battery life on my phone. And even with the Google Pixel, I only had to charge it like maybe once a day.
Yeah, now that I think about it more, I had I've had three phones and they were all Android.
Wow.
Um, one of them was like an old like LG phone that my dad had before, and like it like the battery life was like horrendous on it, but it was just like because you had to like kept recharging it and stuff like that, but it was like I just used it for just to do shit on the internet or something. But the phone that I had used before I got my newer one, it was like it was like so small it could probably fit in the palm of my hand.
Wow.
Like probably fit my whole hand probably. It was that small.
And I can definitely say this over time, Android has stepped up their game with the battery life of these
Mm,
phones. And
for
that's a
sure.
huge thing with me because I use my phone quite frequently, every day, several hours a day.
Hmm.
So you need a good battery life on. And plus, if you're traveling, definitely need good battery life. You don't want to keep it plugged in all the time when you're traveling.
Hmm.
Um, Durability wise, they're actually pretty good too. I've dropped my LG several times. Hasn't never really cracked at all. I've had no scratches on it, no damage to it. Um,
Hmm.
Obviously, I haven't dropped my Google Pixel. I don't plan on dropping it.
Just one day he goes, ah.
Stop! Don't jinx it. Now, what about you? Have you experienced good durability with your Androids? Like, did they crack at all? Did they shatter?
Um, Not yet. No. Because I try to, take good care of my things sometimes like you do.
Except for
And
headphones.
shut up. Um, but hey, I can't blame my freaking headphones because they don't want to work half the time and they're cheap as fuck. But my Android that I have now, it's like I had dropped it maybe sometimes, but that was just because I didn't have like a case on the back sort of thing. But I think like months ago I had gotten like a screen protector because like how like some of our fingers are greasy as hell like and it leaves smudges on the screens and stuff and just had to got that and then I got a back for my phone. So it's like if I had accidentally dropped it and stuff like that, it's like screen's protected, back's protected, and stuff like that. So it's like I've tried to like make sure like it doesn't fall. But
Right.
if it falls, like I mean, it's gonna be protected either way. So it's like that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Um. Okay. So with these phones, I'm gonna say this. It really varies on which phone you get. The more modern, the more modern Android phones have really good camera quality, and I've got to admit to that. The older the phone, obviously, the shittier it's gonna get. With the camera quality, like not like with these newer ones. I'm talking about like old Samsung or Android phones. Like
Right.
we're talking really old, like 2014, 2015 old.
Mhm.
um, with my LG G8, thank you. The camera quality was awesome. Two cameras on the back, and I had obviously the other camera, facing me for like FaceTime and stuff. The two cameras on the back, it had the portrait mode, it had autofocus, had all that stuff. I played around with it. I loved that camera. That was like the one thing that I was kind of sad about giving up when it came to that phone because I traded it in was the camera because that camera was awesome. That phone was my baby. I took good care of it. But geez, yeah, the camera quality is really good. Also on the Google Pixel 6 that I have, fucking fantastic. It has this like magic eraser thing you can use. I haven't tried it yet. It has night vision, I guess. So like if you try to take a picture at night, it'll detect like what it's trying to focus on and it'll try to brighten the picture. So that's pretty cool. I've tested it out already, but I haven't tested it enough. Um, but so far, 3 weeks into this phone, it's amazing, especially the camera quality. Um, what I like about Android, they have many different flagship companies. Like you've got Samsung, you've got Moto, you've got Nokia, you've got LG, you've got Google. And that's why, like, you have so many options to pick from these companies. Like, if you're a Samsung person, stick with Samsung. If you're a Google person, stick with Google. Obviously, LG no longer makes phones. They've shifted their attention towards appliances like the refrigerators and washing machines. Uh, so yeah, there's a lot of options with these companies for Android, and that's a good thing. And storage too. They've also upped their game on the storage capacities. Mine, I believe, is 128 gigabytes, which is all I need. Um, to be honest, my other phone was 128 gigabytes, and that's all I needed. I didn't even use half of it.
I think I'm trying to think. I think mine was like same as yours too. Could be a little bit less, maybe. I can't remember.
There's 16, 32, 64, and 128.
I
And
think it
then
was
like
I think it was 128, I believe,
then you have
maybe.
like 256,
Uh,
512, and then
oh no,
128.
it wasn't that much. I can tell you that for sure. It was just a good amount. So it's like, and plus like I watch like a lot of YouTube and I download certain things like I have like my music and all that stuff. So it's like, and I take some pictures, not a lot, as much as I used to, but like download sort of like images to like show you or show some of my friends and stuff like, hey, like look at this or something. And it's like, and I download some of your art onto my phone too, because it's like I want to show some of my friends and be like, hey, look, she's a very talented artist, isn't she not?
Thank you. Um,
Very welcome.
Now with the cons for Android, I don't have many. Besides the fact there's no headphone jack, no SD card slot on the phone, and there's also no charging brick included. I find, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't looked into the newer smartphones for Android as much besides the Google phones. There's less color options I find. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah,
Maybe I haven't looked at Samsung enough because I know Samsung has like the S22 and all that stuff like that. I've seen them have purple for that phone. I don't know what else. I know for the Google Pixel 6, mine's black. That's all they fucking had. And then you have like the 6A, which just came out not too long ago. They have like green, orange. There's like a tan beige color. Also, I think there's white. My LG G8 ThinQ phone, I think they only had black. That one didn't really have many options. Um, I guess it really depends on which flagship company you decide to go with. Google Pixel has some colors. Samsung has some colors. I don't know about Moto or Nokia at this moment.
um, I think sometimes it could be bright, maybe. But the last time when I had my newer one, it was like there was a black, I think there was like a white, I think there was like gray, like three basic colors. Um, but nothing like in like extreme colors or anything like that. But
Right. Yeah,
could
nothing like the
change.
Apple iPhones. Like the iPhones that got like really vibrant poppy colors.
Right.
And then my other con I had put down is that they're kind of susceptible to viruses. Um, I've heard a lot of things that have happened with Android phones in the past getting viruses to the point where the phone powers off. You can no longer power it on. Basically, the virus takes over your whole phone, or viruses that slow down your phone, which is kind of scary. But I just watch what I go on like Google Chrome and stuff like that. I'm sure Apple is the same way. I'm sure they are also susceptible to viruses, but I haven't really heard anything about viruses happening on the Apple phones.
Yeah. That was like another that was like a con that I had looked at too. It was like they're kind of like easy to get viruses and stuff. Um,
Yeah,
and it sucks because it's like you could be doing something and you just go, oh well, all right, well, fuck me then, because then it's just like
you open up one bad site, and that's all it
right.
is.
But like, luckily there's um some like good companies that have antivirus software out there now that can help that from ever being daily thing sort of thing. So that's like good.
Right. Huh.
Especially, people like trying to steal your data and and stuff.
Now, did you put any other cons on your list for Android that I didn't mention?
Let me see here.
Gotta pull out the handy dandy notebook.
Yes. Um, I had put like Android for cheaper so that you get what you pay for, but it's like the exact same thing like you had said with like the iPhone or with the Apple sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with Android, that kind of varies. The phone I'm using right now is actually cheaper than my LG that I had. My LG was 840, and then my Pixel, I believe, was supposed to be a little over 700, but because I traded my phone and I got $200 off, so I only have to pay 500. Obviously, we're doing the installment payments and stuff for 36 months. Um, yeah. So it really depends, to be honest. With these newer Androids, yes, they're gonna be a little pricey. Like some might be cheaper than others, but they actually work pretty good considering the price tag.
Right.
All right, so comes down to the final question, Daisho. Which do you prefer, Apple or Android?
Well, I've already like ever since we had announced this like months ago, I already knew my answer like from like off the rip. Um, my answer is actually Android because I've grown up with Android. I've had a little bit of a taste with Apple. It just did not um
Click.
feel it just didn't click. Like it's like because it's like there's so many features that's on the phone. Same with Android too. But it's like I think Android is much more easier to handle than Apple and iPhones. That's just my personal preference on that.
Oh yeah. I have to go with you. We're on the same page here. I am going with Android, even though I grew up around Apple. I had two iPods, had an iPad.
Hmm.
Um, I was an Apple kid growing up because that was the thing back when I was in middle school. Everybody had the iPod Touch 5 or the iPod Touch 6. I had both because my iPod Touch 5 got smashed. It dropped from like 10 feet from the top of the
Oh crap.
fridge all the way to the fucking hard floor and it's shattered and it was done. Uh, so I had to get the iPod 6 the next year. But yeah, I grew up around Apple, but I have to go with Android now that I'm an adult, just based off of the battery life, the camera quality, the price range isn't too bad. Durability is amazing. Storage capacity, I can live with that. And I guess I'm just gonna have to adjust to the fact there's no headphone jack. I guess I'm gonna have to suck it up and just adjust and just Stuck it up, I guess. I have AirPods, so like I've used AirPods for 2 years now, so I'm used to that. It's just I can't use headphones on there anymore. In other words, I can't record the podcast on my phone, even though I barely did that anyways. I always use my iPad. It's a bigger screen and I can see better, and that's where my notes are. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, Android for the win here. So yeah, we're on the same
Ding ding
page.
ding.
Jeez. What do you guys think? What do you guys prefer, Apple or Android? Let us know in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed Debate Hour. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
I got
It
a
it
little
was
nerdy here, but
no, hey, being nerdy is awesome because it's like it shows how it shows people that we're more than just, like a certain topic sort of things. Like we could branch out and just be like, oh yeah, like we can get nerdy every once in a while and
like
like
we're
show our
dedicated
technology.
to technology.
Yeah, it's like I grew up a lot around technology. Like I am a tech wizard at my house
Me
because
too. Me too.
like if my mom, a little story time here, like my mom sometimes like she will actually message me being like, "Hey, how can I get this blah 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 whatever and stuff?" And I actually like show her, and she goes, "How the hell did you do that?" I'm like, and I like show her like step by step what I do, and she goes, "I could have done that." I'm like, "Then why didn't you do it then?" So it's just like, but it's like I have to control the reins a little bit because they're getting up there in age and all that stuff, and
Yeah. I know
so
what
it's
you're
like.
going through.
And my dad's the exact same thing. Like he can he knows how to use technology, but he he always calls on me for like some things, but then there's just sometimes like he'll figure out him damn self, and I'll be like, okay, I don't have
uh
to.
my situation's worse. My dad is 58 and he does not know how to use like technology for shit. Like he cannot use like the touchscreen phones that we have. Can't use like a laptop, can't use an iPad. He can't figure it out. And I just get so like impatient trying to show him.
Oh my God, I feel you because it's like,
And he's got a flip phone now, because he had an old track phone. It was like one of those old like old timer track phones
oh,
where you had to like
I had one of those
he
in
has to
middle
like
school.
yeah, you have to press like one number is like three letters, like ABC is like two, and then
Hmm.
the three button is DEF. I almost forgot my alphabet. I'm like the
DEF.
fuck. But now
I had one
my
of
dad
those.
has a flip phone. It's the same exact keyboard. But the flip phone he has is like more advanced. Like there's some other stuff on it. Has a camera on it. He can go on YouTube on it. He can Google stuff on it. He's figured that out on his own, which is good. Because I myself do not understand the flip phones because I never had one.
I when I was in middle school, I had a flip phone, and then I had that exact same phone that he had, uh, like back in the day and stuff like that. It's like it got me in trouble one time, and I don't want to even talk about it.
Yeah, I never had a flip phone, so like I don't understand them. So like I kind of have to learn as well when I'm trying to help my dad because I don't know what I'm
It's like
doing.
prehistoric era sort of
Yeah,
thing,
I'm only like a wizard at like the touch, like the smartphones and the laptops and the
right?
iPads and tablets and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like we're on the exact same page on sort of like a lot of things with technology.
basically this whole episode we've been on the same page about everything. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for the debate hour. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the episode. Song of the night, Dystro. What is our song of the night?
So, I actually had to look it up, uh, and this one goes out to a professional wrestler that Marissa loves and adores very, very much. Um, it is Orange Cassidy,
Yes, sir.
and it's going to be the Jane theme song by Jefferson Starship.
Oh, okay. I like Jefferson Starship. I like that song in general. Even before Orange Cassidy like came into the picture, I've always liked that song. I've heard it on the radio growing up as a kid. So, if you guys want to hear Jane, by Jefferson Starship. Go ahead and click on the top right hand corner of the video when the link pops up towards the end. So yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. This Sunday coming up for the podcast. What are we doing? What did I put down? Okay, so this Sunday we're going to do another Let's Talk episode. Now, I had a dilemma here. I had two Let's Talk episodes in mind. I still don't know which one I want to pick. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, this one. Okay, so I guess I'll do this one. So we're gonna do Let's Talk Simple Plan because Simple Plan is one of my favorite groups. It was one of my COVID groups, I guess you could say. I
Mhm.
feel like I don't talk about them enough on this channel, and they have had a big impact on me. So I guess we're gonna do Simple Plan. If that's okay with you, Dystro. I'm sure you like Simple Plan as well.
Oh yeah, I've grown up around Simple Plan. So, I mean,
Yeah,
there's probably like going to be some similarities in notes, probably, but yeah, hey.
and they actually released an album this year as well, so we'll have to probably talk about that as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, if you guys are Simple Plan fans, be sure to listen this Sunday where we're gonna talk all things Simple Plan. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight's episode. So if you guys have stuck around to the very end, greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to go follow us on social media by clicking on the link in the description below, which takes you to Linktree, which has everything you need, such as our TikTok account, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, and then Dystro's gaming YouTube channel. Good channel, by the way. Definitely go check that out.
thank
Um,
you.
so yeah, go follow us. Also, to stay updated on the podcast in case technical difficulties occur and we cannot upload. And be sure to go listen to tonight's song of the night at the top right hand corner of this video. And thank you guys for listening. And we'll catch you guys today. Bye.
Peace.